Hey, you guys, let me know where you're joining me from. Thank you so much for joining me live tonight. I'm going to share this feed out just to a couple places, and then we're going to jump right in. I did not have time to share this video. I did not have time to film it. So that's why I'm doing it live tonight. No time to film, y'all. Pray by strength. I'm telling y'all right now, I do the best I can, but sometimes my schedule just does not cooperate with my life. And so I do try. I try my best to do all the things. And I didn't get it done. So I just kept thinking to myself, well, how can I make this happen even though I have not had a chance to get it done? And, you know, the Lord is always going to show me what to do. So he's like, okay, what we need to do, hey, y'all, hey, ma'am, is just do it live, right? Because I have to have a Sunday video come out, and I just did not have enough time to get it filmed this week. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to, hey, ma'am. Hey, Tony, good to see you. I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for inviting us into the collab. We living our best life over here. Let me share this over there on my a couple of my channels, a couple of my pages on Facebook. Let me just share this. Oh, well, I'm so excited about that. I was excited. My kids and I were in there doing all the things. Happy to be involved. I think it was Jennifer over at the Country Life who was saying collabs are so fun, but when you think about all the stuff that goes into it, you just hope somebody get one together and and invite you to it. That's what I'm saying. Thank you so much. I'm so glad to have everybody. Hey, y'all. Welcome to our channel. Welcome, welcome. Especially new folks if you're new. Just give me 1 second. I'm just trying to share this over on my Facebook just to make sure that we have... you didn't share your... Oh, shoot. Crinkle snails. No, I want to stay here. And I want to post this. Post. This is why you need... what I need are some team members to come in and help me work. My children don't want to be my team. They don't want to be on my team anymore. They have decided they just want to... be for themselves. They want to be for the streets. So I'm going to have to give them back to the streets. I'm like, really? So anywho, oh, thank you guys so much for joining me. Let me just share this one more place and then I'm done. One more place and then I'm done. Okay. And I tell you right now, autocorrect hates my life. It just hates me. One day I took my son to church. It's supposed to be my son. I'm like, Lord have mercy. Okay. Well, praise God. I'm so glad that everybody is here. I did want to just jump in and talk a little bit about the budget, update you guys on what has gone out and what has happened thus far. I did not stuff my envelopes, so I'm going to do that with you as well. Let me call. Oh, hey, ma'am. Oh, thank you. I just sent you an email. Check your email, Maddie. Alon. I gotta stuff my envelopes. I haven't done that either, y'all. It's already the 7th, and I have not stuffed envelopes. I haven't done anything that I would normally do, and I can't say. Oh, perfect. I'm here for it. I'm like, listen, let somebody. Y'all do all the things and just invite me. Hey, Miss Kathy, if I missed you, I do apologize. I'm so sorry. For some of my new folks, let me just kind of give you a rundown as to who I am and what's going on over here at our house. So I'm Shakema. I'm a single mom. I have 4 children. I have 2 girls, Alana and Shamika. Alana is 18. Shamika is 32. I have 2 boys, Trandon and Jackson. Trandon is 26. Jackson is 13. So I'm coming to the end of my parenting journey as far as... Oh, perfect. Well, thank you so much. Hey, Miss Carol. Good to see you guys. Thank you for joining me. So I'm coming to the end of parenting non-adult children. 3 of my 4 children are adult. When we started this channel, though, the kids and I, we were in a bad spot. I had just gotten off a pretty rocky separation and moving towards a divorce. And, well, thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that a whole lot, because some people don't necessarily think that all the time, but I try to be what God will have me to be. And so if anybody thinks that it's pretense, I'm praying for them. It is really who I am all the time. I think some people, they say Facebook is not real or YouTube is not real. I'm thinking, who has time to pretend things? Like, I'm just trying to live my best for real life all the time, but this is what it is. So anyway, I'm coming to the end of raising young children, and I am moving into raising adult children, or partnering with them as they begin to live their lives. But when the kids and I started, we were in debt. My ex-husband left us, and he left the debt with me. He moved out of state, and so whoever we owed was looking at me, because I was still here, to pay it. And at some point, I just prayed to God. Jackson was about a year old. And I prayed and I said, Lord, my name is on this debt. I said, I know I didn't cause it all by myself, but my name is on it. And what I need to do is I need you to help me figure out how to get out of debt. And God, in his graciousness, was so faithful. He caused somebody, I don't even know who it was, to give me $100, which is what I needed to sign up for Dave Ramsey's Financial Peace University, which we were taking through our church. And here I am, a single mom. I think Trandon was like 13, 14. Jackson was a year old. Alana was like 5 or 6. And we were struggling. Y'all, I had, oh, well, thank you so much. I had, I love that. I had been shopping at the pantry at the church. My church had started a food pantry for me and my kids. I didn't realize it at the time. I just thought they were starting a pantry, and it was like, oh, okay, perfect, great. Let me see how I can help with this. I didn't realize that at a short period of time after that, that the kids and I would be going to that pantry ourselves, that very pantry. Fast forward 6 years, the kids and I were doing the budgets, and I was just doing the basic, bare essential budget, just zero, and I wasn't paying any debt, because I kept convincing myself I didn't have any money to pay debt. So I was just doing the bare minimum, the basics. And then our YouTube channel started to take off. It started to produce money for us. And I remember my first YouTube payment, I made $136. I was so pleased and so excited and so proud. And I didn't know what to do with myself. And I was like, okay, God, I'm going to go shopping with this money. And God said, no, you're not. I said, but I just made this money because, I need to go and get something. He was like, no, you have debt to pay. And I was like, okay, God, let me get my whole life together. So I would pay a little bit here and a little bit there. And the amount of debt that we had wasn't a lot in some people's minds, but because of interest, excuse me, y'all, that's a tick. It is really a tick and a distraction. The way that the interest was set up, it should have taken me 30 plus years to pay that debt off. And the Lord was so gracious. I remember starting my keto journey about 4 years ago, and my mind just became so clear as far as debt was concerned. Like, I didn't even start sinking funds until 2 years ago. People think I've been doing sinking funds for the forever, and I haven't. But since I started doing sinking funds, I'm telling you, my kids and I, we've not been behind, right? We've always been able to be ahead of the game a little bit since we started doing sinking funds. But I didn't do sinking funds till I didn't have debt anymore. So about 4 years ago, and we had already been doing the budgets for about 7 years. Lord Jesus. Okay. And so God said, I want you to take all of your YouTube money, and I want you to throw it to your dad. And I was like, okay, God, wow. Okay, perfect. Yes. Okay. And then when you would get your taxes back, because I had little kids at that time, and you did the earned income credit and all the stuff, right? He was like, I want you to take all of your tax money, and I want you to throw it to your dad. And can I tell you that the people in YouTube land do not like it when Shakema, hey, ma'am, did not like it when I came on and said, hey, I'm going to take my tax money and throw it to my dad. Girl, if I was you, I wouldn't take all my tax money, and I wouldn't do this, and I wouldn't do that. But I would rather pay it now, save the interest, and then now I have the capacity to tell my money what to do, instead of my money and the interest rate and whoever I owe telling me where my money should go. So when I started my debt-free journey, I wasn't perfect in it. I would do my budgets every single month. But I wasn't like taking extra here and a little bit extra there and chunking it. I wasn't getting child support at that time. I didn't get child support for about 4 years after the divorce. And so again, we were just working with very minimum, right? It was what I could make. And I was thankful for that. But I needed to be able to have a little more so that I could get off this. I was on the hamster wheel. I needed off the hamster wheel. There is truly no advancement. And you can't even advance the kingdom. You can't advance your kingdom if you don't have anything to advance it with. So I am a big proponent of paying what you owe. Pay what you owe. If you owe it, pay it. If you borrowed it, pay it. If you asked for it, pay it. That's all I'm saying. You have got, that's what I'm talking about. I have to be able to tell my money, right? My money cannot control me or somebody else's. I owe them. I don't owe anybody except my home. And so that was an aha moment for me. Like, I've got to find a way, Lord, to be able to pay the people that I owe, get them off of my back. So again, that pressure cooker, right? And most of us have an Instant Pot. When you turn your Instant Pot on and you seal the valve, what happens is it begins to build up pressure in there so it can really actually break down whatever you're cooking on the inside. That's what the pressure is meant to do. It's meant to build up and then break down the meat. Well, that's what you're in when you're in debt. It's a pressure cooker. And the more you rack up or the more you attain or try to buy or get or be like the Joneses or whatever, that pressure just builds. And then what happens is it breaks down. It breaks down the family. It breaks down the marriage. It breaks down you. It breaks down your spouse or whoever has attachment to your money. It breaks everything down. And before you know it, the whole household is in chaos. And that's just something I could not do. My marriage was out of control. My marriage was out of control. Then it was the divorce. Then I had these kids. It was all of these things. And I just could not, for the life of me, see continuing down this journey. It was like, God, if I can get a handle on anything, let me get a handle on these finances. And so God was gracious to us. And he allowed us to get to that point. Right around that time, my ex wasn't acting right. And he didn't want to do what he needed to do. And so I went down to court and I took out a court order for child support. And I said, listen, I got these kids. I got them all the time. The least you could do is your part. And so even for the first couple of years that I was getting child support, all of that was going towards just helping with the household, kids' bills, all their stuff. And then I found the Lord again talking to me. He said, okay, Shakema, now you need to put something in their accounts. So I set up 2 kids' accounts, and they would get Christmas money and birthday money and that kind of stuff. And I would make them put their money in the bank. And then it was like, okay, but you have to have something for them when they leave you that they can have a start. I couldn't start my first 2 children. They went to the military. Military took care of them. I was so thankful for that. Shamika went to the Navy, Trent went to the Marines, and it was just worked out. But these 2, I don't think that is going to be their portion. So you've got to be able to save something for them. So what I do is I take a little bit out. It's not a lot, but over the years, it adds up and the interest adds up as well. And so they have something to start on. What I tell people, and I am going to jump into these numbers, but I wanted to say this as well. Those of us who do get child support, receive it, don't count that. Don't count that in your budget because you never know what is going to happen. There were many, many years in the beginning when my ex would call and he was out of a job, or he would get another job, then he was out of a job. Then he, we went through that cycle for a couple of years. And just when I would write it in and I would be excited about what I could do for the kids. And then he would call me again and he was like, well, thank God over the past 4 or 5 years, he has been very consistent. We went to court once. And the lady said, Miss Wilson, what do you want to do? She said, this is your call. And I said, he's worth more to me out of jail than he is in jail. But I looked at him and I said, I will not be gracious next time. And that wasn't being mean. This is not be mean to your ex-spouse or whatever. This is not be mean to your baby daddy. This is letting people know, listen, I'm doing my part. Now I'm going to need you to do your part. But I said to him, because he thought that I was going to be that person, right? I need you working. I need you working. These kids need you working. We don't need any of that other stuff. I just need you working. Hey, V, good to see you. I'm so glad you're here. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, for liking the video. Thumbs up if anything I say helps you or has helped you. That just helps our video get out into the feed. It just helps people to know that we're here because we're doing positive things over here. Everybody doesn't have to have a sob story about everything. And one of the things I've said over the years as well, hey, good to see you. Because some people have said, oh, you changed, oh, you not this, or oh, you not that. If I never change, if when you first started watching me, however many years ago it was, till now, and there has been no change, stop watching. Because there should be growth and progression over here on our channel and what we're doing. If you cannot see that, then go somewhere else, because I'm trying to go where positive people are. I'm trying to go where people who are doing things, not things that I want to emulate. I'm good where I am. Like, I'm not trying to be like anybody else, but I want to see your journey. I want to see you do well. I want to see, hey, you know what? If what if God could do that for her? Could he do it for, he probably could do that for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, wow. And then when people share their stories, like, I'll get emails, I'll get cards in the mail. Hey, Shakema, something you said or something you did, or girl, we started our stinking funds and all that. I am so thankful. Hey, y'all, good to see everybody, that the Lord is blessing you to be able, right? We want to do legacy here. We want to be able to leave a legacy for our children. If the sins of the father are visited to the third and the fourth generation on his children, then could it not be that the blessings of the father to the third and fourth generations? I want my children to be blessed so they can bless my grandchildren. I'm not trying to buy diapers for my grandchildren because you raggedy and you don't know how to manage your money. I'm going to manage mine, you going to manage yours, and they're going to manage theirs. And that's how it's going to work, because that's what we do here. We family. And sometimes it's hard because sometimes you got to tell people, no, that's not the right money decision. But I'm so thankful. My kids call me and they'll say, hey, mom, I'm thinking about doing this. What do you think about this? Or I'm thinking about buying this. Or, hey, you know what I'm saying? So sometimes you need a support system. I'm a budget committee of one. Nobody can tell. I don't have anybody to talk to about my finances. But now that my kids budget, I can talk to them. I can say, hey, this is what mom is thinking. What do you think about that? We got Christmas coming up. Nobody breaking the bank over here for Christmas. We are not. We are not. We're not over here trying to be paying for Christmas next year. I'm paying for Christmas one time this year, and that's it. So let me jump into these numbers. I'm so glad for everybody that is here with me. However you found me, I've had people tell me, I don't know how I found your channel. I don't know either, but I'm so very thankful that you are here, and I'm very thankful for what God is going to do in your life. I just pray and prophesy over you right now in Jesus' name that you're going to get your mind together, that you're going to shift. You're going to be washed or renewed in your mind through Jesus, and you're going to shift some things. You're going to look at your bottom line and look to see where you can make some changes. I know that inflation and gas and groceries and all that, but the Lord is wanting to do a new thing in us, and he can provide all that we need plus some. Ephesians 3:20 and 21 says, now unto him who is able to do exceedingly abundantly above all that we could ask or think, hope or dream, and all of that. Today, here's one of the things I did today, and not that I need to say this, but the Lord told me to give a sacrificial offering, and I did. And I sat there and I calculated up my money. I said, Lord, that's grocery money. I said, that's summer grocery money. God, what am I going to do when the summer comes? And God's like, if you worrying about it that far in advance, then you don't trust me. I was like, well, let me just get this money right on out my purse and put it on up here, because I don't have nothing to worry about with the Lord. Nothing. God takes care of everything over here. If I need summer money, he going to send me summer money. And if I don't, he going to send me a discount, a coupon. He's going to call somebody to just want to bless us. Whatever he got to do, he's going to do it. And we're just very thankful. So let me jump into these numbers. If you have questions, populate them, and I'll do my very best. And if not, I will try to go back later and look at the questions. But I got my contacts in. Y'all pray for me. Okay, so November budget. Remember, this is our October paycheck, which included our supplement for the month. Now, we get 2 supplements a year. We get one in October and we get one in April. So my October supplement is what I use to take care of my Christmas. I don't have a Christmas sinking fund where I put a little bit aside every month. I don't do that. I've always used my supplement for Christmas, and I still do that. So here's what we had. $4,925.15 was my regular paycheck. And then the kids got a deposit, which was not a normal deposit again, $386.60. Normally, if we break it down by the weeks, it's $216.46. But for some reason, that plus some came in. So 286.60 came in. And I'll share with you what I did with that money. No matter what comes in this house, I don't care if it's my money, their money, or somebody else's money. If your money come in here, we're going to have to just have a discussion. So every dime, dollar that comes in my house, the Lord gets a dime. He gets one dime at least. Right? So the kids got 386.60. Well, sister's off of child support. Sister's not on child support anymore. Just Jackson. So $40 we put to tithe. We are tithers. We believe in the principle of tithing. Even when we were struggling and in debt, we tithed. And God always made our ends meet. That's all I know to tell people. If you don't believe in tithing, don't do it. It's between me and the Lord and between you and whomever. You live that best life, I'm going to live this best life. Yes, ma'am. It'll always be here. Just come back to the channel and it'll be live. Yes, ma'am. Even when I was married and we're still not making a lot of money, my ex-husband, he always knew to write my tithe check. Write it. Now, I don't care what else we got to do. We got to do. Because even, here's how good God is, right? I just got to say this, and then I'm going to get to these numbers, but I just feel like I need to preach. I don't need to preach, but I'm a preacher, right? What did we just preach? So even when I was married and we had two incomes, two full-time incomes, not just one income and a part-time. I wasn't a stay-at-home parent. I worked, he worked. Even with two full-time incomes, we were struggling as a family. My kids and I were struggling as a family. We were doing $35 a week for groceries for 4 of us because the younger kids were not born yet. And we still couldn't make ends meet. When y'all showed up on this channel, I was doing $25 a week for summer groceries, and we were making it. We were couponing. We were doing all the things. We didn't have enough. So I know that there's a principle that God has just taken care of us. Because I always say, we're going to do what God wants us to do. I'm going to give, and he's going to make sure that given it shall be given unto you. Not just given unto you, but good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over, shall he cause men to give unto your bosom. Just by you watching our videos helps us. That puts money in our pockets. It helps our YouTube income tick up. Just by you watching. Sharing is even better. Thumbing it up is even better. We don't like the thumbs down, but they help too. Do what you want to do, right? So it's helped us. But I'd much rather be on this side of where Jesus wants. You know, the inward parts of me, let me be real truthful, because Tony's like, you know, keep it real. He likes that. And I will keep it real. The inward parts of me wishes that my ex-husband and I could have worked our marriage out and God could have brought us to this place together. I do wish that. Because I never wanted to be divorced. I got married to stay married. I'm here for marriage. Marriage is God's idea, and I'm down for it. And I really would have liked to see that happen. But you can't make somebody be married to you that doesn't wish that, right? His desire wasn't there. And so I felt better detaching myself from that. I went through a lot of mental anguish over the divorce. I initiated it. And I went through a lot of mental anguish because I knew it wasn't God's best. It wasn't what he preferred. But where the kids and I are now is the best we've ever been. This is God's best for us, and I am so very thankful. Back to the budget. Okay. 386, somebody, y'all know my accountants are out there calculating. $40 went to tithe. That left us $346.60. $50 went into Jackson's savings. Normally I do $25 a week, but since this was a little bit higher of a deposit, I just went ahead and chunked $50 in there, so I make sure that I cover him for the whole month, right? I want to make sure he gets everything, so he'll get $25 off of every deposit. That left us $296.60. $50 went to his high school fund. So Jackson is no longer in homeschool. He's in high school. So I used to have a homeschool budget fund where I would save $50 every month so that at the end of the school year, my school year, when it was summertime, I would be able to purchase the kids' new homeschool curriculum for the next year. $500, $600 was enough to get both of their curriculums because I would get a discount. But I would have enough to pay for it. So because he went to high school, public school, what I decided to do was keep that fund going, because Jackson's a growing boy. He needs shoes, he needs shirts, he needs clothes, he needs all the things. And so if I just put $50 every month in there, on the months we don't need anything, it's growing, it's making interest and all of that. And on the months we do need stuff, all I have to do is go and pull out whatever I need to pay for what he, pay for his things. So normally I would take my October check, I put a little bit in Christmas, and I didn't take the kids school shopping. Well, Alana's grown, so she just went and did her own school shopping. She had to save a little bit here and a little bit there. And then Jackson, I haven't even taken him shopping because he went at the beginning of the school year. We took some out of his account. He went at the beginning of the school year, and he still has stuff. But if he needs anything, sneakers, if he needs something for class, I've got money in that account that is rolling, that all I had to do is take my, switch it to my checking account or pull the cash out, and then I can take him wherever he needs and get stuff he needs. So I'm not worried about that. So I keep that. It used to be the homeschool curriculum account, has now turned into the high school account. And so I keep that for him, and he'll have that every year that he's in high school. If we decide to go back to homeschool, we'll keep that account, just because the thing about the sinking funds is so we're not operating backwards. I'm not trying to figure out where the money's coming from. Nope, I'm going to take it up front, drop it in here for however many months I have to save for, and then I have what I need moving forward. Sinking funds has saved our lives. Okay, that gave us $246.60. I forgot. One thing I forgot this month. I don't know how I forgot it, and I did. But I have a subscription to Hallmark Movies Now. Hallmark, not Hallmark Channel, but Hallmark Movie Now. And it's $60 a year. And that came out, and I didn't remember that. So I did take money from this to pay for that. It was $60. Again, I paid for Jackson's Taekwondo $169. So I'll recoup back some of my money if I need to. So that left me $186.60. Now, the Lord told me to bless somebody. Again, I'm in a blessing season right now because I know the Lord is going to bless me big. He's got to. I mean, I have put seed in the ground. Listen, if you want to get a harvest, all of my gardeners know. I see homesteaders up in here. All of my gardeners know. Only way you're going to get a harvest out of the ground is to put seed in the ground. And I believe in sowing seeds into good ground, because if I sow a seed and I wait a amount of time, there's going to be a harvest that comes on that. So I'm telling you, I feel like I'm in a season of sowing, and the Lord is going to cause me to reap at some point. And I'm thankful for that. I may have to just kind of deny myself something to be able to make sure that somebody has what they need. But there was a individual who needed something, and I just happened to walk past the conversation. It wasn't any of my business. Nobody asked me. And I heard the lady say, we just can't afford that right now. I turned around and I said to the person, yes, she can. I'm paying for it. And I just paid it. Right? Well, that's child support money. Yes, again. But $169 of my paycheck paid for Jackson's Taekwondo. So what I do is, if I need to recoup back the money that I paid for that Taekwondo, then I'll take money this way. Once it comes in, I'll pay up front, and I'll just, dribble mine in as I need to. So I'm okay with that. I don't have a problem with blessing people. So $75, and what I did was I just sent a Venmo, and it's fine. That left me with $111.60. So then I needed to pay for a class. I'm taking a class next week. And so that's $60 for the class, and I put down that money for that. No worries, Kim. Always glad to have you whenever you can get here. And then $50 again to bolster my grocery budget, right? I needed to bolster my grocery budget because the $75 is just not enough. And this month, because we have 5 weeks and a holiday, I only had $60 a week. So I figured if I put in 50 extra dollars, that will at least give me over 100 to so I'm not always overspending my budget, right? That's what I'm trying to do today, right? So I'm trying to bolster, so I'm not having to say, oh man, I overspent again. Oh man, I overspent. Oh man, I don't want to have to keep doing that. I just want to put the money where it is, buy the groceries, all the things. So that was all the money for child support. Now, I'll tell you. Oh, I love that. I wish I'm a stay-at-home mom in the summer. I only work 10 months a year. So in June and July, I get to stay home with my kids, and I enjoy that time. I wish I was able to be at home with them full time. That is not God's plan for me yet. I have 5 more years of teaching, and then I can retire at 30 years. So we'll see what God says. I always ask God if he, if he has a different plan for me, whatever it is, I'm here for it. So we'll see. Okay, so my total income coming in thus far with my paycheck plus the kids' deposits put us at $5,311.75. I'm looking at my computer over here, y'all. That's why I keep looking over here. Now, our mortgage, let me share this because next month, this is going to be a change. Perfect, perfect. See you later. Thank you for joining me. Enjoy your friends, family, whomever. They're gonna have a great time. High time in the Lord. My mortgage was $977.76. So next month, starting next month in December, I'm gonna start putting in a little extra towards the mortgage. I'm gonna put in because we don't have our grass cut November through April. So I have a little bit extra there. I'm going to start putting a little bit extra towards my mortgage, towards just the principal of my mortgage, to make sure that I'm trying to get a few months knocked off this 30 years. Before too long, the Lord is going to help me knock this mortgage down. When I was looking at my mortgage the other day, it was way lower than what it had been. And I was like, praise God, because I'm always looking at that number. God's going to either allow us to sell this house and make a profit as I go to my husband's house, or God's going to allow me to pay off this house in a shorter time than 30 years. I'm not planning a 30-year mortgage. That's 24 more years, which would put me close to my 70s. I'm not trying to be there. That's not my best life. Okay, my electric was $101.98. I've paid that. Water and sewer was $136.38. Remember, we had a running toilet. That is not running anymore, so we should not have that bill high next time, and we've already paid that. $70 went to cell phone. $74.99 went to internet. Moving down. Okay. And I haven't done any of my sinking funds yet. My health wage gym has come out. Taekwondo $169. The high school fund, I paid for that for Jackson. What else came out? Groceries, I took out $350. Well, $300 I took out of my check. $50 came out of the child support. $100 for summer groceries, and then I took out $100 for Friendsgiving. So again, we're going to be doing some separate videos for Friendsgiving because I have $100 budget. That's all I'm spending. I'm not doing $200, $300, $400, $500, and we have a lot of people coming. I have 14 whole chickens in my freezer. Why would I not pull out a couple of those whole chickens? I'm going to splay them. I'm going to spatchcock them, take the backs out and lay them flat. I'm going to do, Becky over at Acre Homestead did a 40 garlic chicken. I'm going to do 40 garlic chicken times however many chickens I'm going to have. And then all the fixings. We have pasta. I got cheese on sale this week. We're going to get some sweet potatoes. I got a bag, 2 bags of potatoes for mashed potato, all the things that we need. Green beans, I'm buying a little bit every week, right? Whatever I can find each week on a sale, because I'm not going to spend or break the bank trying to do Thanksgiving. It's just not what we're doing. Here's the thing, right, y'all? We got to start thinking clearly. And here's another thing. I didn't want to have to I didn't want to have to ask people to bring stuff for Friendsgiving. This is my event. This is what I'm doing, right? But if you're not at that place where you can't do it all, it is no problem to say, hey, this is a list of what I need. If you're able to bring anything, would you please just let me know so I can cross it off the list? People would love, love, love to help you. They want to be there. We've invited a ton of people. I know to expect about half of those. And then again, we've been storing food and stocking up food in our freezers. I have CashApp, Venmo, PayPal. If any of my people know what those are, they're probably down in the description box of any videos that I do. I think they're way at the bottom though, because I don't even like to put those at the top. And I also have a P.O. box. It's P.O. Box 345, Leland, North Carolina, 28451. If anybody wants to put that in for me, any of my folks, please help me out. You know, this channel was never about send Shakema stuff. It was never about that. But people have been very gracious, and they've sent the kids and I different things on birthdays or what have you. And we're very appreciative of that. But God gave me a mind to be able to stop, not to hoard, not to prep because the apocalypse is coming. Oh, nice. I feel in my spirit that I'm a Georgia peach. I really do. I should be a Georgia peach. I'm a North Carolina Tar Heel, but in my spirit, I'm a peach. But he's given us enough wherewithal to stock and to have things and to find things on sale. So again, I've got 14 chickens, whole chickens in my freezer. I'm going to take out 4 or 5 or 6 of those because it's fine to use them. We bought them to use. We're going to throw them out, defrost them or what have you, and then we're going to cook those for our friends. A friend of mine who is coming for Friendsgiving because she just cannot come and not bring anything. That's her nature, is how she is, and I just love her, and I have to let her do it. She picked up a ham, so we're going to have a spiral ham, and then the kids and I will do the fixings. Jackson's going to be making rolls. He's learning that in his culinary class, and we got bags and bags of flour and lard and butter and all the things, right? So you use what you have. When you start to stock and do all of those types of things, then when it's time to use them, you have them to use, and then you can go back and refill those types of things. So I did plan $100 for Friendsgiving, but it's going to be perfectly fine. The next week, we're going to some friends for Thanksgiving, and whatever she asked me to bring, I'll bring. Last year, we took honey butter Brussels sprouts. I took a cranberry sauce, keto cranberry sauce, and then I also took something else. I can't remember what it was, but it was something that I could cook and I could eat because I was doing strict keto then. So that's how that worked out. Okay, personal care. I did not put this in, but I need to. Jackson got a haircut, Mom got a haircut, and I got my eyebrows done. So it was $75 for all 3 of those things. I budgeted in $110, so that leaves me $35 which I will use for my nails. I probably will wait a few more weeks to get my nails done, and it's perfectly fine, no problem. Oh, thank you, whoever's helping me out, because I can't see any of it. But thank you, Rachel. Rachel is here for me. Rachel does all the things. I love her so much. Okay, moving down. So, sister, okay, here's where it gets a little sticky, right? Here's where it gets a little bit wonky with these numbers, because we did not budget for this. We knew Sister and Jack, they go to the dentist every 6 months. I keep my kids in the dentist. I go every 6 months. My nerves be bad, but I go. But the kids have always gone. And Jackson had to get a filling, so his filling was only $60. They had quoted me over $100, but when we went, it was only $60. I was so thankful, praise God. But then when we took Sister had x-rays, and her wisdom teeth are coming in. Now her bottom wisdom teeth, instead of growing like this, they're growing like this. And then the top wisdom teeth are doing the same thing. So she has to have all 4 of her teeth removed. Now, when I had my wisdom teeth out, I was fully awake. Shamika had her wisdom teeth out. She was fully awake. They don't really do that much here anymore. So she's going to be put to sleep to have her wisdom teeth out. So we had to go to a consultation for that this past Thursday. And that was $76. So actually, I had to pull $76 out of my account to pay for that. Now, here's the thing again. Sister is a grown person, according to the state. She's 18. She is able to take care of her own expenses. I get that. I'm her mom. And some things she's not, even though she's 18, she is not mentally ready to be an adult. She's just not. Sister is cool. She chill. She want to hang out at home. She want to live at home. She want to live here, just live her best life, do all the things, hang out with Jackson and with Mom, and she's good, right? Shamika at 18 was ready to move out. Shamika was ready to move out when she turned 12. Trandon was ready to move out at 18. So they went and they did their life. Not so much for Sister. So I still take on some of her things. Now, when they gave us the estimate for 4 wisdom teeth to be taking out, I was not prepared, but I did pray. I did pray. I said, now, Lord, okay, I see what you're doing here, but I need you to meet this need. I just need you to meet this need. So in order for sister to have her wisdom teeth taken out, it's going to cost us $1,722 and some change. A little few cents on the side. Two options. I can take the money out of my emergency fund, out of my 3 to 6 months, and pay for it. I have 1 month's worth of expenses saved up. So I could take it out and pay for that. Or the Lord was prompting me. And I know I say the Lord was prompting me a lot. Y'all, me and the Lord, we on a thing. We got a thing going on. I don't do nothing over here without the Lord. That might not be true, but I try not to. She is old enough to pay her bills, and she has enough savings to pay the full bill. But I don't want her to pull all of that out of her savings. She's saving up for a car. She's saving up for it when she moves out, potentially, right? So I said to sister, you pay half and mom will pay half. She's not getting the procedure until January. So for the next couple of weeks up until January, I'm going to pull a little bit out. Whatever overage I have from my sinking funds and YouTube and Facebook money, I'm going to put that in. Instead of putting it to my 3 to 6 months, I'm just going to put it for her teeth because she has to have that done. I don't want her to be jacked up. I don't want her to be impacted. I don't want any problems. I don't want any of that. I just want her to be well. I want her to get it done while she's still here with me where I can take care of her. And I want to be able to assist her. I think one of the biggest things for me, hear me by the Holy Ghost, people with kids. One of the biggest things for me being in a financial journey and debt freedom is that now I can help my children do stuff. I was watching, I think it's Rachel. If I'm saying this wrong, somebody help me. Rachel over at 1870s Homestead. I hope that's her name. She was saying her and her husband had raised a pig and butchered it, and they butchered some animals and whatever. And so whenever their kids come over, sometimes they have too much to fit, and they just say, hey, y'all come over, get what you need. Or if they come over to help them on the farm or whatever, on the homestead, they'll send them home with something, right? That's it. That's goods in kind for a job done. I want to be able to take care of my kids if I can. At some point, my time will be up on this earth. But I want my kids to know Mom did everything she could. When we were younger, she didn't have it. When she got older and she got her mind right and stayed on Jesus, she was able to do for us. My mama never could do anything for me. Beauty couldn't take care of me. Beauty couldn't even take care of me. She gave me away. And so when I feel like Jay Morrell now, telling a little bit of my story. My mama couldn't take care of me. She didn't even actually give me away. My aunt took me away. My aunt found me in my house in the middle of the night by myself. I was 10 years old. And my mama was gone, out with her friends. And she had left me home again. I don't know how many times she had left me. And my aunt tells me, she said, I don't know how many times. She said, I wasn't leaving my niece in that house by herself one more night. And I remember my aunt taking a big garbage bag, going to the dirty clothes hamper and pulling out whatever she could find and putting it into the garbage bag. And she wrapped the garbage bag up, tied a knot, put me in the car, and brought me to North Carolina. That's how I got here. And my mama didn't even know I was gone. She didn't even know I was gone. Can you imagine coming home to a house and not knowing where your child is? Can you imagine? I don't even know what she would have even, I can't imagine not knowing where my children are. And I will not with everything that I have in me, allow my children to know what it feels like for their mama not to care, for their mama not to do what she could do with his help. So if I can help them, I'm going to help them. If I can um, give a little here, I'm going to give a little here. If I can give a little there, I'm going to do the best I can. I'm not going to get them out of no major messes they got themselves in. Now, that's up to them. But if what little bit I have, I'm going to be able to try to do. That's what getting out of debt will help you do. Because you can't help out if you so much in debt that you got to give your money to somebody else. I don't want my money to have to go to anybody. I want to be able to give to my children and my children's children. None of my children have children yet, but at some point, they're going to get to a point where they want to have children. And if I'm going to be a good honey, I want to make sure that honey can give some stuff, be able to do some things. If Shamika needs me in California, I need to be able to buy a ticket to get there. And not ask her, well, can you put it on your credit card and I'll pay you back when I'm able. I don't want that. I want to be able to have it, to be able to do for them. So if I don't say anything else that makes sense to you, getting out of debt is essential. It is essential to your life and the lives of the people that you have stewardship over. All of the people in your area that you have stewardship over. And it's not just for you. It's for all the people that are watching your life. All the people that are trying to see how they gonna move. Oh, she moved. I see her making some moves. Let me figure. They may never ask you how. They may never give you insight into their finances, but they watching you. And they like, oh, okay, let me make this move right here. I've heard many people say, oh, Shakema, when I saw you doing sinking funds, I started doing sinking funds. I don't know those people as far as being in their personal life. I don't know what their financials look like. All I know is they were watching the sinking funds. And then they said, you know what? I'm going to get on these sinking funds. Let me see if we can't do one or two. I started with 3 or 4 sinking funds. I think I got 13 or 14 now. And I might have a few more. But every month we put a little something, just so that we are okay. I had to go buy Gracie food this morning. She had $165 in her account. Gracie has her own account. Pets count too. She had her own account. She needed food, her and Acro. I buy 1 month, Shamika buys 1 month. So I spent $83 out of her account for food that will last us for the next couple months, couple weeks, 6 weeks maybe. Shamika will pick up the next bag, so that'll give me this month and next month to replenish her sinking fund, her account, with 2 more times of sinking money. So that's how we do it. Hey everybody, good to see you. Thank you for joining me. Okay, moving on. So that was the dentist. And then, of course, that bill came out of nowhere. But we have time now. The reason I actually pushed it out a little bit is because the holidays are coming. We didn't want to be dealing with, mouth issues in the holidays. So that's fine. Get us past the holidays. But that still gives me 4 weeks in December, 3 more weeks in November to save. If I'm able to save $100 a month, that's $700 that I'll save before it's time for the surgery. She's going to put the other $800 to it. And if I have to take a little bit out of my savings account, I will. But I'm going to look and see what my YouTube money looks like and the Facebook money. After I do my sinking funds, what's left, then I'll take that little bit and I'll chunk it to Alana. This time. Jackson may be something for the next time. Okay, moving down. What else do I have? Entertainment, recreation, travel. That was my Christmas fund. So I took out $1,000 out of my supplement money. And that $1,000 I put to my Capital One 360 account, which is where I do all of my Christmas shopping. Now, Shamika's already asked for some things. Trandon is just getting cash. I'm going to send his dogs a few things. And then the little kids here, I will take their money. I portion it out and I'll buy gifts for them because they'll be at home. So that's how that's going to work out. I did put the money in Jackson's savings. Moving down, I didn't take cash out for gas this month. What I decided to do was just kind of let it roll. Sister gives me gas money every week and I try to put that in. But I've been having to put a few more dollars extra in gas. I drive a lot. Even though I'm closer to school, I still have to take sister to work every day. There, back, there, and back. That's twice a day. And then get myself to work. My tithe and offering this month so far was $820. My dad's ministry, I went to his ministry and I paid my $30 there, but it was also Pastor Appreciation Month. So what I did was I actually took, I had just a little bit, and I made sure that I put that in his hand. Yes, ma'am, I'm going to do principal payments. I can differentiate online when I pay my payment online and make sure that they put that to the principal, because that's what I'm trying. I'm not trying to give them my interest. And then blow money gifts, let's see, $313. I'm trying to figure out how much. See, I've given money away this time and I don't remember who I gave it to, but I'm gonna figure this out real quick. Let me see. I've given some money away. Okay. I did gas twice. $313. Oh, okay, right. So when I was in South Carolina, I go every 5th Sunday in South Carolina to my dad's church. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, that's a blessing. Oh, thank you. Oh, bless your heart. I went to my dad's church, and my grandma, I have one living grandparent, just my grandma, and she's been doing some renovations to her house. And she does not work anymore. My grandma worked a long time. She was in her 70s before she stopped working. She did home health care and stuff. And so the Lord told me to bless her as well. So I sent her a blessing to just help her a little bit with the house. And oh, perfect. Yes, ma'am. My email is onemom2girls2boys8 in all @gmail.com. All the numbers. It's my YouTube channel at gmail.com. Is my email. Perfect. We would be very appreciative of that. Whatever you're able to do. And then okay, so then Jackson got on a family plan. We got a lot of updates, y'all. Goodness. Jackson got on the family plan for the phones. So Shamika's on the plan, Alana, Mom, and Jackson, us 4 on the family plan. Jackson was doing the straight talk, and it was working out fine, but we had an issue with his last phone card, and I don't want to have issues with him. So we just got him on our plan, and he could get a free Samsung phone. Worked out fine. So, but I had already bought the straight talk phone. And so with that being said, we were just going to have a phone sitting around. Well, there's a little girl we know. She is just about Jackson's age. She might be 11 or 12. I think she's 12. Jackson's 13. We know her, and she does not have a device. And the Lord was like, okay, you can have this phone sitting in your house, or you could give it to this person. Now, Jackson's only had the phone less than 2 months because he just got his cell phone when school started, right? And it was in September. He's not had that phone long. So, and he had a flip phone first, and that one didn't work. So he had to end up buying another phone. So I texted Mom. I said, hey, we have a phone here that we would like to pass along to your little girl if you're welcome for her to have it. And we did all the factory reset stuff and everything. And the Lord said, now you've given her the phone, but there are no minutes on the phone. I was like, okay, Lord. So we went to the back and we just bought one card for a month of minutes. We did the $35 card plus tax was $38. So we put that seed in the ground. Moving down to baby step number 3, I was able to put $359 in that account thus far. My goal is $1,000 in savings, but of course that will be halted a little bit trying to save up for sister's teeth surgery, because I just need her to be able to have what she needs to have. So all in total, that puts us out of our 5,000. Let me go back to our total income, $5,311.75. That puts us back at having $622.64 left. Now, that's not a true number, only because I think I forgot to put in his taekwondo. There's a couple things I forgot to put in here that I need to go back and put in. Like, I don't think I put in his taekwondo class yet. And so that'll come out. And then my Health Weights gym will come out. I just didn't put it on my sheet yet. So I know for sure that $600 is wrong. We have about $200 left in there. And that's gas money because I didn't put the gas in. Yeah, I didn't put in Jackson's taekwondo. I didn't put in the Health Weights gym, but those have come out. I just didn't put it on my sheet yet. And then I didn't put the hair money in, so that's another $75. So that's $200, $300. So about $300 is out, plus a little bit more maybe for some gas or something. So that is about the end of that. We have about $200 left in there. I'll go back and fill in my sheet to make sure that I have everything done. My virtual assistant is supposed to be probably, yes ma'am, probably, because I was doing all the keto things. I actually am doing a Whole30 diet with a few things different. You'll see a video about that coming out very soon. But I knew for sure I was not going to be able to get this filmed and edited in enough time to get it up because it's supposed to go up today. So I wanted to make sure that everybody was able to see this, and it just made sense to do it live. I may just do them live until my time gets a little bit better. Of course, we got a couple days out for Thanksgiving and then a couple days out for December. I'm going to try to get caught up in some filmings to make sure that we have enough stuff coming out. So anywho, there that is. So I do want to thank you guys so much for joining me. It is 8:26 and I have got to get my life together to do some stuff for my kids before we get ready to do it all over again for next week. I do hope that something I said helped you. Anything, one thing, something to motivate you. It seems so daunting. This is the bad time of the year, Shakema. I can't do it right now. Wait till I get my taxes. Okay, it always is going to be tomorrow. V and I were talking about that as far as like eating plans. It's always going to be, I'll start tomorrow. I can start tomorrow. Tomorrow is always going to be your option if we don't take it by the horns and start today. So with me and budgets, I'm always going to do the things I am going to give. I'm not worried about it. He's always provided for us. I mean, just look at it right here with the blessing that came through. I did not expect that. A lot of times I don't. Let me be real honest. I'm being real honest here and real vulnerable. I don't do lives because I know that people will sometimes give, and I know some of the people who give are in a worse situation than I'm in, and I don't want to cause anybody any stress, strain, or harm. I don't want you sacrificing your household for my household, but I have to also understand too that people are kind. I'm kind. I try to be kind, and if the Lord tells me to do it, then I do it. And I have to understand that that's what people do as well. So I just never want people to associate me with, oh, she just wants your money. She just wants your money. Because that's not what God said. He said, Shakema, tell them if I could do it for you, I can do it for them. And that's been the message the whole time. Has it blessed us when people have sent us things? It has. It's been a mighty blessing. When I go to the mailbox and I see a letter or an envelope or a package. I mean, just yesterday, I got a package from Miss Barb. She sent me something, and then Donette sent me a book, and I was sitting here getting ready. I'm getting ready to go get that book and read. That blesses my heart because you don't have to. You don't have to do any of that. That's not why we're here. The videos make money if you watch them, and that's perfect. But if the Lord tells you to do it, I'm not going to stop people anymore because that's blocking their blessing. Because I know when God tells me, then I have to be obedient to that, and I have to do it. And then God, he always, always, always takes care of me and my children. Does that mean we always get everything? No, sometimes it means you just don't need it right now, sis. You okay? And we are okay. As long as we have each other, as long as we have our friends and our family and our community, because this is family to us and this is a community and we love everybody and we're so thankful. So anywho, I just hope something was helpful to you. Take it for what it is. Take it as love. Take it as I want to see you do well. Anywho, I'm going to go. Thank y'all so much for stopping by. If you liked the video, please be sure and thumb it up. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. Hit that little bell. That way you never miss an upload from us. We try to upload all the time. We've been a little slack lately, but pray for us in Jesus' name. We'll see you guys next time. Love y'all. Bye now.